Hello, growers. Protect your crops from harmful insects with Modern Growers Insectanet. This top-tier insect netting made by Modern Grower shields your plants from pests and harsh weather, boosting your yields without harmful sprays. Insectanet's unique design allows 90% of the light to pass through and is easy to use with low tunnel systems like our Quick Hoops. It's soft, elastic, and durable, perfect for field use to help ensure that your crops thrive. Say goodbye to pest damage and hello to healthier, market-ready produce. Invest in Insectanet and see the difference it makes. Get Insectanet at shop.moderngrower.co or using the link below.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot lately of farming gets this bad rap, but entrepreneurship goes unscathed. That gets glorified on social media. And people who start Subway franchises and gas stations and everything else, like they don't always make it. It's hard. And I don't think farming is just hard because it's farming. I think inherently anytime you run a business, it's hard. There's definitely been times when I've been running Paper Pot where I've been like, this is going to be a tight month.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? And I'm on the other side of farming from growing the stuff. So I think it's always challenging. When you worked on that conventional farm, what were some big lessons that you took from that in regards to ag as a career?
I would say a lot of times when you learn lessons, it's more of like you see mistakes or shortcomings and you learn from kind of other people's mistakes in that. And I would say that obviously the easy one, that it's like it takes hard work, takes a strong back, so on and so forth, but also realizing that it can't consume you. We would work like 8 to 6 most days, and the father and the son had been working 2 hours before I got there and worked 3 to 4 hours after I got there. And I watched it consume their life. And then I look back now, still knowing that family, that none of the children are in agriculture. They were committed to the family farm, whatever. They've since sold off their parcels of land and moved on. And so I would say a huge lesson is just like knowing your boundaries, knowing where you can draw the line. And I know there's been amazing farmers, and even including farm I'm working on now, they really talk about you need to be able to delineate between like family and home and the farm, and know when to shut it off, know when to walk away. So I would say that's probably the biggest lesson that I learned there. And other with that, I would say is really lean on your community, lean on the people that surround you. It was a gnarly thing to watch because we would do, I want to say 50,000 tomato plants, just something completely hard to imagine now, hard to imagine me doing something like that nowadays. And we'd fill a warehouse with 3 pallets high of cases of, buyer would just pull up with an 18-wheeler and say, here's the price I'm going to give you. And if you didn't like that price, you'd say, okay, and would just drive down the road to the next place. And there was real no sense of what if we could actually provide this to the people around us. And there was this thing of being knit to the system that they became slave to. And so yeah, I was always asking, like, how come you're not doing a farmer's market? Take all the tomatoes, but then also other things, and sell to the people down at the bottom of the mountain in town. Like, they would love to buy this stuff. People talk about how great your stuff is. And, and there was just this disconnect of, that's just not how the system works. And we could never really make it work that way. Organic is just a marketing scheme, so on and so forth. So I'd say those are probably the 2 biggest things that I took away from that experience.
Did it rub some of the shine off that dream of ag that you had, seeing it in reality, working the hours, working the hot days?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I said, doing fertigation on huge acres and acres of that, and you're just sitting there, this is not farming. Like, I was supposed to be like picking things and planting things, and all that work gets subbed out to a crew, and you're just doing things like fertilizing and stringing up tomato plants. And so it definitely took the idyllic countryside living shine off of it for sure.
Farm Small, Farm Smart Daily is part of the Modern Grower Podcast Network. Check out some of our other shows like Carrot Cash Flow, the Growing Microgreens Podcast, and Farm Small, Farm Smart. Learn more about the shows using the link below.